Hi, I'm Janine. Thanks for watching my channel. Today I'm going to tell you about two versions of the Cashmerette Webster top and dress. Earlier this year I made up two garments, a top and a dress, from the Cashmerette Webster pattern. And honestly, I haven't even worn the garments yet because it hasn't been warm enough, or we haven't gone out to do anything where I would wear anything new. But temperatures are in the 80s now. It's time to break out this stuff. So I thought I would show you my new makes, because they are still new makes because they haven't been worn yet. The pattern I used is the Cashmerette Webster top and dress. If you watch my channel, you know that I've made up a few Cashmerette patterns, and I like them because they're designed for people who normally have to do an FBA. So the FBA is built in. I'm not affiliated with Cashmerette, I just like their patterns. So this is for a top or a dress. The top has one piece on the front, two on the back, darts, high-low hem. The dress is basically the top with a piece stitched on the bottom, kind of as a skirt that's a dropped waist. But the cutest thing about this pattern is that it has little straps in the back. This is my toile version of the Cashmerette Webster. For this, I used a very nice, not inexpensive piece of rayon that I bought at Fabricland probably 2 years ago. I wanted to make up a toile before I made up the dress, and I just thought this fabric would be very nice and really summery. And I had a good feeling that the pattern would work because Cashmerette patterns work, so it wasn't like I was planning to do a lot of adjustments. So, I'm going to tell you about this top and then I'll show you the dress. So I cut the top according to the pattern size that I got from Cashmerette's calculations on their website. And for this I cut, I think it was a 16 GH. You'll notice that this top it has a lot of ease. So you really just want to fit for the bust and the shoulders, and then you can kind of let it just skim over everything else. I moved the dart locations, and that was about it. This is what I came up with. The rayon is very soft, and of course rayon has a little bit of give, which makes this super comfortable, and it also makes up for some little errors in sizing, which I'm going to show you on the dress. The problem with this is it does stretch, so the neck is not completely flat because I did get it a little bit, oh sorry, I got the sun coming in here. The neck is a little bit stretched. There are a couple places where it just won't lie flat as much as I've pressed it, and I've used a ham and everything, but it just won't lie flat because it's stretched, and that's one of the things about rayon. But for a toile and for a fun summer top, I'm very happy with it. I did a couple of things with this because it's rayon, and I've had problems with things that I've made out of rayon shredding in the wash. So to finish the seams on this, I did a second line of stitching on each seam allowance, and then I used pinking shears so that things won't shred. I don't know, I think I just had the wrong color thread in my serger, so I didn't want to use that. But sometimes also serger seams show through on lighter weight fabric, and I was concerned about that. And here, there is a facing right here, and I just didn't want things to show through. I'm going to show you how the facing is done on the dress. Just a minute. So this is the finished dress. I am going to show it to you, but I wanted to show you the inside of it, because I used the same seam finish on the inside of this dress as I did on the top. So on the front facing, this is the neck facing. Of course, it's interfaced And I used fancy schmancy interfacing from Fashion Fabric Supply because I wanted it to look nice. So I've just done a line of stitching and then a zigzag. The sun is coming in, it's very early in the morning. But that works very nicely, and it left a nice flat finish on the outside so you can't see it. Same finish on the inside of all the seams on the dress. So they are all just pinked. I love the look of a nice pinked seam. Pinked, and that's it. For the hem of the dress and the top, they both have narrow hems, and I've often fought with narrow hems. And again, I did have problems with hems fraying on rayon in the past. I have a top that I have to fix where everything is frayed. So I don't know where I saw this. Might have even been on the pattern, I don't know. But I did a row of stitching in on the unfinished hem, 1/4 inch, a line of basting. Then I pressed and folded over that line, and the stitching line gives you a guide for pressing. Then I stitched and sewed, was supposed to be, I think, 1/2 inch in. Is that so right? No, 1/3 inch in. I think I sewed in 1/2 inch. Did another line of basting 1/2 inch in from the folded edge, folded and pressed, and then I just top stitched. And I tell you what, it was the least hassle seam that I've had in a long time for a hem. So it turned out quite neatly for me. I know that some people do hems by hand, but that's not me. I just don't have the time or the inclination to do things like that. Here's the dress. The fabric is a Blouseweight Polyester Woven from Fabricmart. I received this because I was writing a Fabricmart Fabricista post about this very fabric. I picked this out because I love yellow and gray together. Now you might think this is a green, I think this is a really bright yellow, but I love the combination of yellow and gray. Many years ago, we went on our first nice holiday after getting married. We'd been married a long time, we hadn't been anywhere, and I had a wardrobe that was yellow and gray. So lots of happy memories of the colors of yellow and gray together. Isn't it funny how colors, we remember colors and we remember prints and memories, good and bad, associated with colors and prints. Anyways, so I got this fabric, and to cut it out, the fabric is very tightly woven, so I had to use weights instead of pins, and I had to have really sharp scissors. That was a little bit different. And then I used Wonder clips when sewing it to hold things together. Although I do try not to use a lot of pins sometimes, you just got to. I cut this and sewed this with a great deal of confidence because I had already made up the toile. But what I didn't consider is that this fabric has less ease. So the bodice over the bust is just a hair tighter than I would like. I can exercise occasionally and fix that instead of unpicking seams. But it is just a little bit tighter than I would like. But where I really noticed the difference was when I got to the back straps. So for this pattern, I'll show you on the envelope. So to make the straps, you stitch in the straps between the facing and the bodice. Then you flip them inside out and you've left an opening at the lower segment, and then you just stick the straps in, pin them, and stitch that up. So I did that. And the back rode up in between the straps. It was like this. The fabric was like this. So I unpicked the bottom strap. I had to really stop and think about, you know, the shape of a body and why I was having so many problems when I didn't on the other one. And it was the ease. because I had more ease on that, the fabric had more room to go over my back, because my back is slightly rounded and I had a strap that was coming down and it should have met here, but because the strap had to cover over the shape of my back, the strap couldn't reach. So I wound up pulling the entry point of the lower edge of the strap up almost 2 inches to make it fit. And now it lies flat. Hooray. Otherwise, the dress was finished exactly the same way. And it is very comfortable. Super easy make. The only tricky part was the straps, because you do really want, you know, that's the big design feature of the dress. You want it to look right and fit you well. So that's the Cashmerette Webster top and dress, and now that the temperatures are in the 80s, I guess I've got an excuse to go somewhere and sit outside on a patio. I'm currently sewing a couple of things for my mom for her birthday, a couple of crafty things. Then I have a Vogue pattern ready to go, and also something else from Pamela's Patterns. I've got a huge list of projects that I want to get done in the next little while. Temperature's warming up, means I don't necessarily want to be outside in the evening. I'm happy to come in and sew. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, I hope you will hit subscribe and the bell, and you'll be notified when I post a new video. I'll see you soon.